All right. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the first Total Gaming Newscast. And tonight, believe it or not, we are the voices in Martine's head. No, just kidding. I'm Steelheart. This is Miss Ehgi.
Yay!
And we have with us Miss Liette tonight.
Hello.
Squigs, we'll get to the giveaway in just a little bit, but you're going to have to watch a little of the cast. Sorry, sir. Provided we can get Twitch to work, because all three of us have been having Twitch struggles tonight. Anyway, we're going to get right to it. So, what is the Total Gaming News? This is GTGN.TV's newscast. We'll be covering, in the future, we'll be covering some of the blogs that you'll see on our site, the latest industry and gaming news. Obviously not all of it, or we'd have a 5-hour cast. So we're going to pick and choose some of the more interesting and exciting things to talk about, some of the more hot topics. Tonight we'll be talking about 3 or 4 games and expansions and a couple tidbits of news from the industry. So, in a sense, this complements... Nah, it doesn't, does it, Sin? Good job, brother. So, and here's... thank you, Sin, for designing the overlay we have tonight, and thank you for Liette for modifying it for 3 people tonight. It looks really, really good. Great team effort. So this newscast will complement the Grievance Total Gaming Network.tv site. If you haven't been there, that's gtgn.tv. This will be our flagship cast. So, guys, where do we see this going in the future?
Covering all sorts of stuff, and I'd expect us to not only cover games, but industry news as well, which we have a little bit tonight to talk about. So be on the lookout for not only news about upcoming games, things that have happened in those games, but things that will affect games from the outside in, which will be really fun, because what happens to the devs affects your gaming and the gaming community's opinions. We might go over some reviews, some especially popular ones or not so popular, to see if we agree or not. So it will be really fun.
Yeah, and hopefully in the future, as we get going with this, we can eventually have maybe even devs on to interview and stuff about the games coming out. That'd be awesome.
Absolutely. In general, we're going to try to keep the cast between 20 and 30 minutes. It's not going to be one of our longer casts. We're going to hit the news. We're going to go through it at a reasonable speed. We'll discuss some of the more interesting parts of each topic, and then we'll move on. This is a newscast. We want to get as much out as possible and still keep it lively and entertaining for all y'all. So, any critiques you have, there you go. Any critiques you have, make sure to let us know. We're very open to constructive criticism, what you would like to see in the future. And we'll be keeping in communication with all of you what we plan to do in the future. So we're going to jump on in. Today is March 20th, 2015, and this is the latest gaming news. Battlefield Hardline launches. As many of you in channel know, because I have personally gotten to shoot people with you, Battlefield Hardline launched last Tuesday on March 17th at around 11:12 Central Standard Time. This game pits cops against robbers in a Battlefield type setting. It's the first original major standalone title for the Battlefield series in years. Certain things that are different about this game. Most of the maps are small to medium size, at least in this first iteration. Now, future, yeah, there you go, Battlefield Hardline. In this first iteration, they're small to medium maps. Right now, there's no sit at your base and shoot somebody at their base with a sniper rifle. So snipers, you're going to have to be creative in this game. But it is possible. It is a great game. There's vehicles, vehicle upgrades. You can upgrade your vehicles just like you do in racing games. Make them more bulletproof, smoke screens, everything like that. They have a new progression system that not only do you have to meet certain goals in game to unlock guns, you earn money while you're playing each of these maps and games, and you also have to have that to unlock the better weapons. The better the weapon, the more expensive it is. So this launched on the PS3 and PS4, Xbox 360 and Xbox One, and Windows PC. Sorry, Mac, I don't have any information on Mac users. It sounds like you were left out again. But hopefully they'll get something out there soon. Now, there was one little hiccup on launch day. Apparently, Xbox One users suffered, of course, which is becoming more common in the game industry nowadays, a DDoS attack during prime time on Tuesday, making it very difficult for everybody to play. But they got through it pretty quick. People are playing now, and it didn't last long. So that's it for Battlefield Hardline. Jump in there, come play with us, come play with somebody. It's a very entertaining game. And Ehgi's going to tell you a little bit about a couple horror games coming out. She's our resident horror guru.
Well, I wouldn't call myself a horror guru. I try to keep up with what horror games are coming out and what might be interesting, since I have to keep an eye out for don't sleep, won't sleep future options. But I have been eyeing a couple things that are coming out this year and have a lot of good outlook. The first one is a PC game called Darkwood. That's very exciting. It's actually an indie game that's being developed by like 3 young people out of Warsaw, and they put a lot of work into this game. At the moment, it's in early access on Steam with a tentative launch for July of 2015, and it is a horror survival game. Kind of roguelike from what I've read. With this game, most reviewers have agreed the thing to watch for will be atmosphere to set the horror feel to the game, because you explore dark woods and the creepy fog at night, trying to find provisions to survive the whole time. You've got crazy, creepy stuff all around you, watching you, and you're just top-down view, running around the forest with a flashlight. And I believe there's some defense qualities to it, so you can fight back. But I've watched the trailers, and it's pretty creepy looking. It's part RPG, part strategy game, and if you're interested in getting in the alpha, it's currently $14.99 on Steam. For PS4, the big title to watch out for seems to be Bloodborne, which actually releases in 4 days. It's being called a horror title, which I can see because it has a very like old-fashioned creepy village kind of feel to it. It's being done by Hidetaka Miyazaki, who is the architect behind Demon Souls and Dark Souls, and he's saying this game is being much more horror influenced than any of the previous Soul titles. It's a hardcore action RPG, and from what's been said, you're going to be exploring a city cursed with some strange epidemic illness, while you're trying to uncover its dark secrets in order to survive. But that's what I have for you guys today in horror news.
Oh,
Don't sleep, won't sleep.
Now, are you going to be playing at least one of these?
Yes, I plan on playing Darkwood in the future. I had found out about it a couple months ago from Setsuko, but we had looked into it more, and it didn't seem like it had a lot of capability yet, so we were going to wait a little bit. So when I'm done with Pineview Drive, which I'm currently playing, and maybe when I finish Amnesia, because I need to do more of that once Pineview Drive is done, I definitely want to get into Darkwood next if it seems close enough to completion. Really excited about this one. I love like the whole like go out and find stuff in order to survive kind of feel. And the other cool thing about the game is it's supposed to be like random generated as you play it. Like it's preset to like generate different settings and stuff.
That's pretty neat. You see what Squeaks just said in chat? He said in Denmark they did a Give Blood for Bloodborne campaign, where if you donate blood, they gave you a copy of the game.
That's pretty cool. I hadn't heard about that.
It's really cool. So is this something we're going to see on the future Don't Sleep, Won't Sleep?
Bloodborne, I have a PS4. I've never really gotten into the streaming on the PS4, but it's definitely something I can consider because there are a lot of PS4 horror titles. I mean, there's a new Resident Evil coming out, Revelations 2. There's, I think, Her Story. I can't remember if Her Story was PS4 or PC or both, but that's another one coming out that looks creepy, where you're literally playing through a murder mystery, and there's an actual actress, and you're watching like interviews with her and everything while trying to figure out this murder mystery.
Neat.
Very cool. All right, I'm looking forward to seeing you in those, dear.
Thank you.
Yeah, we need some new screams.
So when's our next Don't Sleep Won't Sleep cast?
Their next Don't Sleep Won't Sleep will actually be in 5 days on the 25th. Normally I would do it tomorrow night, but I just had some friends return from overseas, so I'm getting together with them tomorrow night instead because I really want to see them. But we will definitely be on for the night of the 25th at 8 p.m. CST with more Pineview Drive, which I'm actually excited about because despite how scared I was, I liked exploring in that game. I really liked it.
It was the doors.
Yeah. You legit look terrified.
That game is great with atmosphere. Every day it was like the music got a little more intense and like everything like got a little more active. I don't know what day 30 is gonna bring.
Ooh, I feel for you with that one. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Well, in other news, Hearthstone has an expansion coming out called Black Rock Mountain. We have a very official description which reads, "Trouble stirs beneath Black Rock Mountain. Ready your deck to conquer the forces of Ragnaros the Fire Lord and the Black Dragon Nefarian in 5 wings full of orcs, dragons, dwarves, and elementals. You can pre-purchase all 5 wings for $24.99 and receive the Molten Core card pack. It's going to release sometime in April. You get 9 new class challenges. There are 31 new cards to collect, including a new dragon minion and 5 new legendaries. And you can also get the Black Rock Mountain themed game board. And from what I've seen of Hearthstone, it's very cool looking. Let me pop up their picture there, which is neat. And I love the artwork.
Spend money on this year.
Oh yeah, and that's what our first tournament is going to be. It's going to be Hearthstone.
Awesome. Now, have you played much of it, Ehgi?
No, I haven't played it at all. Setsugo plays it all the time though, and he's been trying really hard to get me to play. But I know I have an addictive personality, so that's one of those things where I'm like, I shouldn't touch that, or I'll spend too much money on it.
Okay. So, what does Set think?
Set, what do you think about Hearthstone? I think he's ignoring me.
Aww. Well, obviously he likes it since he's playing a lot of it. So, very cool. We'll look forward to hearing more about that. And I hope it's a really fun release. I'm sure it'll be super fun in the tournament, so awesome.
Oh yeah. As long as people don't have the issue they have with the last expansion where people bought the hundreds of a card deck and bought the wrong card deck.
Oh
my.
Yeah, there was some guy, he streamed where he'd bought in like several $100s of card decks and realized on live stream that he had bought the wrong ones.
Oh.
So.
Oops. Yeah, that hurts just hearing about. Well.
Yeah. I'm thinking about getting back into it. It was nice to bring my wife's iPad to the station when we had some downtime and get in there and play it a little bit. So I may do some of that. Get in there and play it and get at least familiar with it again.
Yeah. As I recall, it takes a little bit of thinking. So, good game.
Just a wee bit. All right, so on to a little bit of industry news tonight. We got a couple tidbits for you. Of course, Artcraft Entertainment, makers of Crowfall, launched their Kickstarter this last February with a goal of $800,000. Literally met the goal in 3 days. Just no problem. Met it, beat it. Currently today, they have over 13,000 backers, backing to a tune of $1.25 million. Yeah, tell me.
Give me some of that.
They got 5 days left, and they're projecting they'll hit $1.5 million pretty easy. This is going to be a pretty successful game from what it sounds like. It's I don't know much about Artcraft Entertainment personally, but I like the design they're going for. We're not going to get into that right now because it's industry news, but we will get more into it in a future newscast as some more information comes out, which there's plenty right now. So look forward to us talking about Crowfall in a future newscast, at least hitting on it, some of the high points of it, and we look forward to hearing about their official success in 5 days.
I love it when these Kickstarters go off so well. Way to go, Crowfall. Also looking forward to seeing the game. So sweet. In some possibly not so sweet news, though, many of us heard that Sony Online Entertainment was acquired last month by Daybreak Studios, and they laid off several key employees, including David Georgeson and the Global Community Relations Lead, Linda Carlson, better known as Brasse. And although John Smedley stated that, quote, all of our games are still up and will continue to be despite our new name, and that we're still making EQN, the future of all current Sony Online Entertainment games is unknown at this time. There won't be a Sony Online Entertainment Live this year, or a Daybreak Live this year, so we're kind of on shifty ground here and hoping that everything stays stable. Obviously, they're keeping EQ1 and EQ2 up, but there's some big concern over EQN, especially with Georgeson gone. What are y'all's thoughts?
I got some predictions on this, and since we're on Twitch and this will be a YouTube video, you can put me down for these. I think we're looking at a total restructuring of all former SOE games. I think we are probably seeing EverQuest 1 days are numbered. The population in it is very, very low. Everybody knows that. EQ2 may or may not be on the cutting board in the distant future. And I think they're also going to go back and restructure a lot of their more popular games. Daybreak is very well known for bringing stuff to mobile platforms, so we may see some of that too. I don't know if that's good or bad for the MMO industry. It all depends how they do it. It also my camera went up again. Sorry guys, I had to redo everything. Had to redo my everything a couple days ago, but it also makes me question EverQuest Next if it's going to go through in the current iteration that we've been hearing. The people that they let go from it are the ones that kind of had the new mind, new philosophy, EQN, where they kept a lot of the old school people, like obviously Smedley and his name escapes me. There's another guy in there that's really old school EQ1. So maybe we'll see more of an EverQuest Next that both MMO and creative players wanted to play. Maybe we won't, but we're going to hear a lot of things in the next year. Obviously, they didn't want to have a live because I don't think they know what they're going to keep and what they're going to cut.
Which makes sense, but is a shame. I know so many fans look forward to that each year. So perhaps next year they can have a really revamped one with all their projects going and be able to talk from a more stable place. But I have to say best of luck for those that aren't there anymore.
Yeah, they probably have to revamp it pretty much. I mean, new name, new company, new people. Like everybody likes when something new comes and takes over, there's always a new image. So it'll be exciting to see what happens next, definitely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And you know, Georgeson and Linda are gonna find another niche in whatever company or part of the gaming industry they go to. I didn't agree with a lot of Georgeson's ideas and visions with EverQuest Next. However, he believed in them, and seeing him believe in them made me know whether I personally liked the game or not, that his heart was in it, and he's very passionate about what he does. So whatever he gets involved in, he'll succeed, and that company will be better for it. He's still on my bucket list of people I want to meet one day. I know Fallon got to meet him at PAX East last year. So jealous. But he's on my list of people to meet. And of course, you know, Linda Carlson, she's a unique personality onto herself and really gets involved in gaming and things in the community and things to do with gaming, and she's going to go far too. So rest assured, those that got laid off will find their places in the industry again.
Yes, and I'll look forward to seeing them when they do.